Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the District 5300 Changing the Guard ceremony. So happy to have our live audience here, and I'll be introducing our audience later on for those watching on video, and also welcome to those that are watching us on video. This ceremony has always been a vital part of our District 5300 District Conference. If you've not had a chance to see the District Conference for this year, it's available on our website, district5300.org. It was a special year this year for our District Conference, as you can imagine. This year, our District Conference featured the projects and activities our clubs all had done during this year of COVID pandemic and shutdown. If you want to be encouraged about our district and encouraged about the people whose lives we're changing in Rotary, take a look at that video and you'll be amazed at the things that happened. Because the one thing that I noticed is our clubs reacted to this situation, which was totally unprecedented, by pivoting, changing their projects, the live projects they were doing. They made socially distant and safe. They changed to Zoom. Who even knew Zoom existed 2 years ago? And they still managed to do fundraisers. Most of our clubs managed to have positive gains in membership. So it's just a fantastic year, even though we all had to do everything much differently than we had to do in the past. So that's very encouraging. I do encourage you to take a look at that. Also on our District 5300 website, you will see a video of our four-way speech contest, which was won by a young lady from our Glendora Club. And then our Dan Stover music contest, which was won by a young man from Arcadia Club. Those were fantastic performances or speeches by both of those. This last year, our theme has been Rotary Opens Opportunities. And as I have zoomed into each of your club meetings, I've mentioned different opportunities that I see that we each have, and I just want to remind everybody what those opportunities are. First, I think as individual Rotarians, we have the opportunity to really work on finding our Rotary why. Why did we join Rotary? What passion is it that we're trying to solve by being a Rotarian? I'm just asking everybody to really redouble their efforts to find that Rotary why, have your Rotary moment, change lives in our communities and around the world. It's an amazing experience that Rotary gives us. I think that Rotary gives us the opportunity to have so many different kinds of experiences and meet so many different kinds of passions. I think that's one of the things that makes us unique. For our clubs, I asked all the clubs to take the opportunity to really rethink the way they operated. We were forced to do that this year, but I think the way we can benefit from what had to happen was by seeing if we can make the future better for our clubs. So many times our clubs try to do things differently and we're met with resistance of that's not the way we've always done it. Well, the way we've always done things is out the window right now because we're doing everything differently now. So all of our clubs, I hope, take the opportunity to really relook at their strategic plan, really relook at the place they have in our communities, and make sure that what they've been doing in the past is what they need to be doing in the future. I think the Rotary Club of 2022 should be much different than the Rotary Club of 2019. And thirdly, I asked all of our club members to make sure they took the opportunity to really support our Rotary Foundation. Our Rotary Foundation, to me, is the best part of Rotary. Because our Rotary Foundation, when we do projects for our Rotary Foundation, that lets us connect with other people in Rotary, in our own club, connect with other people throughout our district, and connect with other people throughout the world. Plus, we also connect with the people whose these projects are serving. So I think the foundation is just the best part of Rotary, and I'm asking everybody to really look at the opportunity to make the foundation work for them. It's really a great thing. I think it's the best foundation out there. It's the only foundation of its size that's a bottoms up, where we get to suggest how the money's spent, and I think that makes it unique. So those are the three opportunities: to find your Rotary why, to pivot and be a better club coming out of this pandemic, and then to support the foundation and use the foundation to leverage your club projects. So that's what we did this year. Now, for our next part of our ceremony, thank you. Thank you. For our next part of our ceremony, I'd like to first introduce our guests here. And of course, first, I'd like to introduce my lovely wife, Brenda. Brenda, come up here for a minute so the cameras can see you. So, so I can't think of anybody I would rather spend a pandemic shut down with than Brenda. She was really kind of the rock when things were all going kind of crazy and haywire. She's always the one who gave me solid advice and kept me calm. I can be a little bit frenetic at times. You don't see that because you always see this calm exterior. But when I'm running through the house screaming, Brenda was always the one to calm me down and say, this is how it's going to work. And Brenda also jumped in to be our newsletter editor, something that caused a monthly row in our home as she edited the stories that I wrote. And I had to defend why I was writing what I was writing. But Brenda, thank you for your support. And thank you for being the first lady of our district this year. So thank you.
Dear.
Now I'd like to introduce our audience is mainly made up of our past district governors and our district governor line. And so, well, first, I guess before I bring those up, I need to introduce Mark Mariscal since Mark is here. Mark is going to be our foundation chair next year. And since I love the foundation so much, Mark, wave at everybody on the camera. There you go. Thank you. I think the important thing about this changing the guard ceremony is the fact that we have such a strong past district governor corps. Each of these past district governors have brought something really unique to our district, have really done something to make our lives better as Rotarians, to make our worlds better. I think that we have one of the best Rotary districts in the world because of this group of people. I respect them tremendously. So I'm going to bring them up in reverse order of I guess in order, chronological order would be the way to say it, of the way they served. And our first would be past District Governor Jean Hernandez. Jean? And Jean, would you please introduce your wife and also tell us what club you're in and what your Rotary passion is?
Well, let me introduce first my first wife, Louise. We just changed our name, so we're the Rotary Club of Chino Valley. What is my Rotary passion? Probably it's still polio. Polio, for me, I embraced that when I got a chance to go to India. In fact, did it a number of times. One with Sylvia and I had a blast in India, and that was, and actually with Greg too. Greg was there, and Randy. A number of you in here. Who else went into India with us? Okay, that was it. Roger Schulte too. But we had a whole lot of fun, and that probably became my passion. It opened up the international aspect of Rotary for me. It's one thing to go to your club, but it's another thing when you go and travel throughout the world. And I will tell you, if you think Rotary is your club, man, you're living a very sheltered life. You've got to get out. At least you go to some other club visits, but when you do that internationally, and the Rotary International Conventions are awesome for that. Larry and I try not to miss any of those. We're all over the world with that. We have a great time with those things. So that would be it. And I'd like to say that COVID was unique for us, that, being having to be with your spouse the whole time. Well, it wasn't that tough for me because my spouse really didn't embrace COVID. She thought it was a myth, so she was out with her girlfriends all the time. So my only fear was I was going to catch something from her. But no, we've had our shots. We're looking good. And Greg, you've had a great year, and I really appreciate your leadership. And now I know your secret of how you're so calm. You're like the swan, that's paddling madly underneath, but serene on top. I see your paddle foot. Okay, thank you, Greg. Good job.
And just stay over here, please. Oh. Our next would be past District Governor Sylvia Whitlock, also known as the First Lady of Rotary. We're so fortunate in this district to have the first Rotary club to ever have a female president of the club, and that was Sylvia Whitlock. So Sylvia, please tell us which club you're in now and what your Rotary passion is, please.
So I'm in the Rotary Club of Claremont, and my passion has changed over the years, okay? When I joined Rotary, it was really because I was concerned about the community where I was a principal and really wanted to see, and were invited. But then to join Rotary in that community meant getting women into Rotary. And once I came in, Rotary changed my passion for me. It wasn't interested in what I was interested in. It was only interested in the woman thing. So today, every time I do something in Rotary, it's the woman thing, the first one. But Rotary, like Jean said, polio, boy, when we went to India, that was a real trip.
And can I just interject here that she is such an accomplished speaker, and I've heard her speech on women so many times. I go, okay, we get to India, I go, okay, the first Indian Rotary Club we go to, and our featured speaker is Sylvia Whitlock to talk about her women. First woman in the Rotary.
I know. I don't have a
kidding
choice.
me?
I don't have a choice about it anymore. I mean, they now have a Sylvia Whitlock Award for women. So, however, I forgot what I was going to say.
It'll come to you, I'm sure.
Okay. Oh, my passion now in Rotary really is the school in Piyali in India. And I tell you, this weekend we had some bad news from the school. One of the girls who had passed all her exams and was getting ready to go off to nursing school, her grandparents died. She lived with her grandparents, and her uncle took her to live with him. They took away her cell phone. She no longer is in school. That's why we do that school, to see if we can save some girls from this kind of life. So, Rotary, the opportunities are there, tons of them, to really live your passion, and that's what I'm doing.
Thank you, Sylvia. Next would be past District Governor Miles Petroff. Miles? Your name and your passion, please, or your club and your passion, please.
Okay. Well, you already said my name, Miles
Yes.
Petroff. So, club is, yours
Rancho del
changed,
Chino.
so mine's Rancho del Chino. I think the passion I have is people. Part of my passion's always been the foundation, but the other one is our friends and the people that we meet in Rotary. And then education, because with Sylvia, what we've done with training, whenever anybody wants some help or they have some advice or they call me and say, what can you do? From pets, from other districts, that's, I think, just in general, Rotary. And like now that my tax office is right down the street and I talk to a lot of people about Rotary and I'm involved in the chamber and I talk about Rotary all the time, it kind of brought a different part of my life now, because now I get to talk about what we've done, where we're going, and it just makes life a little bit more interesting. But really, the passion is people, and that's what I like.
Make it short.
Thank you, Miles.
I need to say something because I have a new passion in this pandemic year, and it's watching Larry Skaggs sitting under that tired coconut tree on the Hawaiian beach.
Yes, you're right.
And today I said, and I always tease him and say, watch out, the waves are coming in. And today I said to him, where's your coconut palm? And he said, oh, I don't know where it is. It's probably somewhere by the chair.
Yeah.
And speaking of Larry, our next past District Governor will be past District Governor Larry Skaggs. Larry? So first, please introduce your lovely wife and then tell us your club and your passion.
My wife Vicki, and I think most of you know her, member of the Rotary Club of Green Valley in Henderson, Nevada. And I want to build a little bit on what Miles said, and whether it's a passion or whether it's something that I found with Rotary, is the people, but the growth. And I've seen so many people that have come into Rotary that have blossomed and grown and have come in pretty quiet, didn't have much to say, and all of a sudden they're the club president, they're up in front of the group every week and they're doing things. But from a personal standpoint, and I think Vicki will echo this with me, we've put a lot into Rotary, but we've gotten back so much more than what we've put in. And I think that's one of the cool things about Rotary for everybody. Somebody mentioned that you get back what you put in. You get back way more than what you put in. And as Gene said, we've traveled all around the world for conventions. We've been places, we've met people, and just the opportunity to do things that we wouldn't have had, if it hadn't been for Rotary. I think that's pretty important. And so the growth and the people is the passion.
Thank you, Larry. Next will be past District Governor Shab Elawar. Shab, please introduce your lovely wife, please. Tell us your current club and your passion.
You're going to go stand on that side instead over here with the rest of
And
your
you have
class?
time.
I want to be with the old people, the young people over here. My name is Shab Alawar. I'm a refugee to this district. I'm from San Bernardino Sunset Rotary Club, but right now I feel like I am home, because since I started with Miles and with Randy, with the Regatta, and now with our governor, I feel like I am home. I've been with this district for a long time. And my passion, besides practicing my passion, besides staying married, many passions. That's right. You know, my wife is actually probably thinking about switching over also to our district. So, but my passion is young people, young women, and empowering young women and young men, and education. That's why my wife and I, we donated out our endowment $1.5 million for peace fellow. But my biggest passion is how to create leadership and connect people through projects and Rotary grants. And our district is an example with the collaboration to create that many grants. We depleted the heck out of the GDF,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
For to benefit someone somewhere in the world that we'll never ever see. So thank you again for the opportunity.
Who is your parents? Your wife's not a parent?
And for the ones who do not know my wife, would you please stand up? My best friend, my lover, my everyday companion.
Yeah, we get the picture.
And her name?
My Dr. Brice Yellow. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. Our next is past District Governor Randy Pote. Randy, please.
Other side, Randy. I know. Balance it.
Good afternoon. Randy Pote, Las Vegas 1. WON was chartered during the 15-16 Rotary year. Actually was the first kind of hybrid meeting. We meet live at Fogo de Chao 3 times a month, and then also on Facebook. My passion, it sounds kind of weird, but many of you know I will not go anywhere without my Rotary pin on. And the number of people that I have met because they've seen the Rotary pin, and the coolest story of all, many of you know that Beth, my departed wife, was very, very passionate about palm tree farming. And she was in the back making 5-gallon pots of palm trees. And she had her t-shirt on, but she had a Rotary pin on. A couple that she brought into our Airbnb, the woman saw her Rotary pin and commented on the fact she was a member of an all-female Rotary club in Taiwan. Never would have had that relationship without the Rotary pin. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Next is past District Governor Luciano da Silva.
Rotary Club of Walnut Valley. And my lovely spouse would have loved to have been here, but she's on her way back from spending 2 weeks up in Minnesota with all of the mosquitoes and her sister and family. Anyway, my passion in Rotary, well, I have more than one. Youth and education are basically a strength and a passion that I have in Rotary. The other thing that really brought me to the international service was being involved with Rotoplast and doing that in Retamleu, Guatemala. And, that was great. And thirdly, the foundation. I think that the foundation is so essential to what we do and gives every Rotarian the opportunity, if they come up with a good idea on some way to help someone locally or internationally, there's a foundation there to make that idea become a reality if they follow through. Thanks.
Thank you, Luciano. Next, we have past District Governor Regatta Khoury. Regatta.
Thank you, Governor. You want to know what my passion is? We'd have to ask Roger, can we extend this room until 9 p.m.? I have lots and lots of passions when it comes to Rotary. First and foremost, I don't know if Rotary would actually exist without the foundation and what the foundation has been able to accomplish. I have many, many passions. Those of you who know me know that I am very passionate about RYLA, our Rotary Youth Leadership Awards Camp, the opportunities that it opens up, the leadership that is developed from our RYLA camps. It's amazing that the transformation that takes place within just 3 days of being at camp. Another one of my passions, of course, is giving hope to children that could possibly not have that hope without us. Being able to provide them with Christmas gifts, being able to provide them with food to take home, because there's a lot of children that don't eat when they're away from school. I have many, many passions that I will probably burst into tears, and it's at times I find myself finding it very difficult to share those passions, but I give little bits and pieces. And like Randy said, you know, the conversations that start, the relationships that are developed just because of a little pin. I will share a story. I was driving back from a membership, I think it was a membership seminar that was up in San Jose, and I went across and went to Napa and decided I was going to take my time driving home, and it literally took me 16 hours to get home on purpose. But I stopped by a restaurant and just wanted to sit and watch the ocean, and I'm used to doing lots of things alone and they don't bother me, but that was probably one of the best lunches I've ever had with Rotary family members, because they were wearing their pin and I was wearing mine, and they were couples, 4 people that were all Rotarians out of Kansas. So I clicked my heels and went along with it. But that's many, many passions, and I am in Rotary. I joined Rotary out of guilt, and which was okay. It was probably the best thing that I was ever guilted into doing, and I am here to stay.
Thank you. So can I ask our audience here just to give one more round of applause to the past district governors here. They also represent the past district governors that could not make us today for whatever reason. I also want to take this opportunity just to remember past district governor Garbus Yagan, who passed away from COVID this year. Garbus was a unique individual, really devoted his life to peace throughout the world in some of the toughest areas of the world. And so I want to just take one moment just to remember Garbus. Great, thank you. So now...
Can you guys move in for a photo?
Oh, okay, we'll have a little photo op.
I need to ask a question.
Yes.
How many people watched the closing ceremony at the virtual convention international? Did you see the dance party?
Yeah.
No?
Yep.
Wasn't it the most incredible music I've ever seen? Oh, I'm glad at least one person saw it, because of all the people. One person in here saw it, and it was an incredible experience.
We can still go back and watch it. Okay.
Right.
Do we have to hug or not?
Take your hand.
Okay, turn sideways.
Okay.
Let's turn sideways.
Miles is getting a little covered up. There we go.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we want to stay up here, please, because now we want to introduce our district governor line. First, we have our incoming district governor nominee, Michael Soden. Michael. And please let us know your club and your Rotary passion, Michael.
Okay, my club is...
First, please introduce your...
I'm sorry. Would you let me? I'd like to introduce my wonderful wife, Sylvia. And I'm from the Rotary Club of Green Valley. Same as, yep. So we have two DGs out of that area. As far as my passion is concerned, it hasn't changed. In 2003, I joined Rotary because of polio. My wife is a polio survivor. My year as governor, I plan on looking at that as far as, and Roger, I know you're behind the corner there, for Cause Club that will be actually for polio survivors, along with post-polio syndrome. Some of you may or may not know about that, so that's really why I'm in Rotary at the moment.
Great.
Excellent.
Thank you, Michael.
Without him, we would not have had Dr. B. Really, really. I remember talking to him and him telling me he knew, and we got him, and that's how we got
with the exception of Gene, every other one has been under my tutelage. I'm not sure that's good or bad.
Next, I'd like to introduce our incoming district governor-elect, Roger Gutierrez.
Congratulations. It's a pin up and hang on for a little
year. Roger.
District governor nominee.
I think you're going out of line here.
Oh, okay. Welcome, everybody. And yeah, my wife could not make it today, but I'm from the great Azusa Club of California, and we've grown from 14 members to 22 now in about this current Rotary year. So my passion has always been youth, and has grown to kind of specify now working with the cause-based clubs that I've been part of, and it's having the tutorial club, teaching elementary age children, and we're expanding that moving forward. Prior to that, we're fitting for 20 years glasses on children in Mexico in the Photometer Project that worked with 3 different clubs. Glenora has initiated it. So yes, I'm looking forward to the future here. We've got a great team, a lot of resource to work with, great support everywhere I turn. Every time I ask a question, would be zone, RI, or district. I'm proud to be a Rotarian, proud to be part of this. Thank you.
And now, our guest of honor, incoming District Governor Betsy Berry. So, Betsy, you'll have a chance to talk about your passion here in a minute. So I think what we'll do, unless you want to say something right now.
No, I'm good.
Of course.
I'm good.
All right. So what we'll do now is we have a little ceremony where we will give each of our district governor line their official pin for the next year. So let me start here. There we go. The print is very small, so I'm trying to make it district governor nominee.
You can just swap.
Yeah, too. And our district governor-elect. And our district governor. And I'm going to ask Regatta Corey to give me this past governor pin.
Very
Regatta
cherished.
was the one that presented me with my first district governor pin. And so this is coming full circle here.
I am proud to pin you and welcome you to the past district governor
Garnish Raspberry.
club.
Well, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now, I'd like to officially pass our district baton to our incoming district governor, Betsy Berry. And Betsy, the floor is yours.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I think, do we want to keep our distinguished class up here, or want them to? Why don't you guys have a seat?
Long speech or short speech?
It's going to be short. I'm not a past. I'm not a past district governor, so my speech is going to be short.
And the first volley.
First of all, thank you everybody for being here today. Thank you, Greg and Brenda, for leading the district so beautifully during the COVID year. Regatta, if I may ask a favor of you, there's some flowers back there on the bar. Yeah. Would you be so kind as to give those to Brenda as a token of my thanks for the wonderful work that you did during this year? And I truly appreciate all that you did. You guys really had a very challenging year, and you retooled and you led, And the clubs are so much better for it during the COVID pandemic because we thought a lot of things would go south, but no, they didn't. These clubs prospered. If you watched Greg's district conference, the way these clubs retooled and changed and shifted themselves, if you just saw like 2 of the clubs and what they did, you would be inspired. I watched every club show what they did, and that was just the tip of the iceberg of what these clubs did. And they wouldn't have done it if you hadn't been there encouraging the clubs and saying, no, go out there, do it. And most of the clubs did even more than they planned. So thank you very much, Greg. And then also thank you, Roger, for arranging this beautiful venue. Appreciate it very much. And I thank everybody who came here today. I appreciate you taking the time out of your life to be here. As we all know, we wouldn't be here as Rotarians if this wasn't something that we all share a passion about and why we're Rotarians and compelled to serve. We wake up in the morning and we want to serve, but then we ask ourselves, how can I do it? And Rotary is the answer. Rotary is the vehicle that allows us to serve, to get out there in the communities and make a difference in somebody's life. Our new motto this year is serve to change lives. So, but this, as I was saying, is what we do on a daily basis. It's not a new idea or concept for us. We do this because it's our passion. It's our love. It's why we get up in the morning to do this. And we take our passion from just in the communities, as was said earlier, providing Christmas presents to kids, bicycles, backpacks, books, making sure our kids know how to read if they need help. And we take it to third world countries as well. Somewhere in Africa right now, there's a kid who's drinking clean water because of us. Kids are not called crawlers anymore because of what Rotary has done with polio. So we're that close to eradicating that scourge off the earth. And that's because we're all Rotarians. We give our money and we know where this money is going to go and we know it's going to help. So as we start our new Rotary year, I'd like for our clubs to continue working along the lines that Greg already set, with an emphasis this time on sharing Rotary with those around us. Make sure and encourage your clubs to share the wonderful things that we do. Many people still don't know about Rotary, but what COVID has shown us is people have a desire to serve. They were looking around during COVID saying, how can I help? And where did they find? They found us. They found Rotary. We actually saw an uptick in membership just because people were looking for a place to serve. And Rotary is that time-honored, proven organization that can do it. Where else can one person join an organization that has an impact on 100 or 1,000 people? One person alone can't do it, but through Rotary, yes, we definitely can. Shekhar Mehta has asked also for each one to bring one, to move the membership needle further along. But I say, if people really find out about all the wonderful things that Rotary does on a day-to-day basis, I think that motto is going to get changed to each one bring 10, because they're going to want to be with an organization that can do it, that has the proven results and can show what all we have done and what we will do. One of the things I want to do to increase awareness of Rotary across the board throughout the district is to have a major food drive on February 14th, 2022, with the idea that we ask each club to pick their food bank of choice. They collect the food, however they want to do it, they can work and partner with other organizations such as Chamber or other groups to find the food. Then at 2 o'clock, every Rotary Club makes their contribution to their food bank of choice. District 5330 has already agreed to participate in this program. So at a minimum, we will have 120 clubs from Riverside County into Pasadena, all the way through Las Vegas, each one making a contribution. The thinking and rationale for this is twofold. One is after Thanksgiving and Christmas, many food banks see a dip in the food contributions. And we as Rotarians want to make sure that people do have food and that they aren't hungry, or that we attend to the needs of even those who might have food insecurities. The other prong of it, and why I want to do this, is to raise the awareness of Rotary throughout this entire area with press releases, with talking points, so that people will see that Rotarians from the Inland Empire into Las Vegas care about our communities, and this is one way we can really showcase it so that people will be more apt to join us, because we are a people of action. So let's have fun this year, and we'll celebrate Rotary together. And together we will show the world that we do serve to change lives. Thank you very much. Oh, and Shab wanted to.
Oh, Shab did want to make a presentation. Shab?
Okay. Come on up. Well, Brenda, come on up, please, also. You know, we are, around the world, we are known to give something, because we believe, come on, please. Because we believe by thanking, acknowledge, and encourage Rotarians, Rotary stays in business. And our business will never, ever run out. So today, we'd like to present you and your wife with something. Honey, come on over. So, Brenda, my wife is going to present you with a little necklace of appreciation, and it's a Rotary necklace. So you work, and your newsletter every month keeps our Rotarians informed. So thank you again, and also thank you for keeping Greg healthy. He made it. He made it this year throughout all this pandemic and everything, and he made it with a great passion, and he's still alive and still smiling. So you know, so Governor, welcome to the class. So
I'll wear this on my Zooms and everybody can make fun of me.
yes, and this is, you don't have to wear a tie.
Thank you.
Oh, so you can fix that.
Thank you.
And I think,
There you go.
and you have one more. You have one more thing, Brenda.
Oh.
We're not going to give him much because he's on the way out. But because of your editing, you'll get a Rotary pin.
Wonderful.
For
Thank
all
you.
your editing you've done this year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, we're done with you, Governor.
Thank you.
Betsy,
Yes, sir.
again, we will also, we didn't get Governor. I'm sorry, I forgot this one. You are people of action.
Oh.
You know, what Governor didn't say, all the project that he put on that meeting, it was for the local, but what he didn't say about what we did on the global event, what the clubs have done in the global event. At the beginning of the year, he said, let me tell you one thing, what I want you to do. I said, okay, what is it? He said, I want you to empower all the clubs, one by one, and they will adopt the project, bring their project, and help them with their project. And Governor, with your help and the club's help, we took the DDF down to $800. Thank you very much for your opportunity. So, Governor-elect, again, you will have also a necklace
Oh, thank you.
for
No,
for next year.
Oh, thank you. That's appreciated.
And also,
Thank you.
you are a people of action,
Oh, very cool. Thank
and
you.
you are a peace builder. But you see, that's for
Roy?
your husband,
Okay.
because I know he's going to drive Miss Daisy all over the place. So, so thank you again. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Governor-elect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. So that concludes our ceremony. Thank you all for coming. Have a safe drive home, and thank you to our audience on video. And so we'll see you all next year.